Hi, this is Sifu Slim, and I'm here in an indoor parking structure in Kitzbühel, Austria. And I'm going to share with you what's happened to me in 1 week. 3 hours from now will be 1 week since I took flight on my bike. So to recap the bike incident, I'm on the bike. I'm at the end of my ride. I had fortunately worked out 20 minutes before I took flight on this bicycle, and I massaged the neck and stretched the neck. Normally, I exercise the neck in terms of stretching and massage every day, and I do the actual neck exercises with resistance every 3 days. And you know, you learn those things in wrestling and jiu-jitsu and other sports. Exercising the neck is really important. You're holding up 8 to 10 pounds of stuff, or in some cases more weight than that. And if you're in the upright position, you're okay as long as you're flexible and you're in a good posture. As soon as you do computers, iPhones, books, desk work, etc., you tilt over and you're asking your neck, your shoulders, and your entire kinetic chain to hold up that head, the weaker point of that piece of physics. And so there you are in a very difficult time. So on my bicycle, I'm planted. I look to the right. I'm on the bike trail, and it's a gravel bike trail at this point. And I looked to the right, and I just took my eyes off, looked at the farm because I'd just been talking to the people up at the farm. And I looked back down, and I felt, even before I looked back down, I felt something was up. I was off the trail, and I'm on a decline going down towards saplings and the river, and there's a tree in front of me. And so I'm going to show you. It took me until this morning when I finally realized how I felt. Pieces have been coming back to me because it all happened so quickly, and I was knocked semi-unconscious by the fall. So I'm going to show you what I saw this morning and put it all together. So I have a noticeable scratch right here, several inches long, and that's been healing for just under a week. And then I have these scratches here on the forearm. So here's what I think happened. Locked onto the bike, trying to pull out of the fall, really, you know, holding on for dear life. No toe clips on this particular bike. And it's a double shock absorber mountain bike with street tires on it. But, you know, not thin street tires, tires like so. And so the bike hit into the ditch, it stopped dead, and it launched me. So my feeling is that I had to have this left leg up when it finally stopped. And so what did that do? That put, even though I was on an angle going down, it put me on an angle like this. So I'm on an angle like this with that leg up, trying to pull out of it. And if you're falling down, your normal thing is going to be to go the opposite way, tilt away from the way you're falling. So I tilted away from what I was falling, and I got launched, bam, really fast. I mean, it was the back of the bike came up, and it just threw me, and my weight went up, and it had to come down. So I went sliding in the second base. And what I did is I put my hands out, landed here on my side like so, and my head with all that weight came down, bam, and here's the evidence of that is right here. So my head, even though I'm like this, my head came down, bam. Because of the way that my head weight was going, I landed right on the body and then left on the head. Maybe my head was turned like this on that fall, and so that makes sense. You're turning away, and then your face is unprotected. You don't wear a face mask when you're on a bicycle typically. So, and my hands out here, landed here, and then my head had all this distance to go from here down to there. And what I do remember about the incident is my nose being pressed this way. That's the thing I remembered right away. And when I finally got to a point where I was 30 seconds in, I was feeling And I finally opened my eyes. I'm looking for blood because this got a lot of impact. And right here, there's still a little bit of vestige from Mark. And that's where my sunglasses, you know, got pressed into my face. So the good news is that I came out of the semi-conscious state, and what I felt was a neck that was stiff and a neck that was hot. And then I didn't see this and this until later. But I'll tell you how the healing process worked. In my last video, I talked about how I thought this might take 6 months to completely disappear. Well, amazingly enough, in less than 1 week, I mean, coming up on 3 hours would be 1 week, I got an incredible amount of healing here. My scar over here, my cut over here, my scab, and my cut over my abrasion scars over here, which I had a rash guard on. The rash guard protected here. Both of those things amazingly have healed much better than I thought. And I'm going to share with you why I think that healing process went so quickly. I'm 54. What I've noticed with cuts on my legs and things like that over the last few years is that they take a lot longer to heal. And scars, I still have scars from the past few years that have not gone away. So I thought these guys right here were going to take substantial amount of time. But I'm going to show you what I've been doing. So low stress, good rest, and the best foods that you can do, and exercise. So those are some of the keys that I've come up with. And I'm going to show you what I've been drinking. We're in an inflamed world. So how do you knock down the inflammation? You have to relieve stress, and you have to exercise. You have to do all those things that you normally do, but I'm going to show you a couple of things that people don't often consider. So this is a tea solution that I've been drinking for quite some time. This has really good mountain water in it because I'm in the Austrian Alps, so we've got really good water. It rains a lot. The soil filters the water coming down, and we don't have a lot of contamination compared to a lot of places in our air, because there are no big cities where I am, and the air from other cities in the distance tend not to hang out here, so that's a good thing. But I'm sure there is contamination in the clouds, but not as bad as a lot of places. So rain comes down, gets filtered by the soil, and then the wells that we drink, the sources of that water, they come to us in the form of our tap water, and they're pretty darn good. And so I have that in here, and then I have turmeric, curcumin, I have cinnamon, and then I bought a few months ago at a gigantic, for European standards, a really big natural homeopathic health food store that sells a lot of dried products, not a lot of, there are actually no products that can go bad. So here I am, this is Austria, my Austrian hat. And so there are no products that break down. They're all boxed and bottled products. So in there, I bought a box, one that was hot peppers, and they're dried seeds of hot peppers, and it comes in a bag. And so I have those, and I've been putting that in my tea. And then when the tea is done, after they've been in there for a while, I just chew them and swallow them. And then I also have hemp. And so the hemp seeds are down in the bottom. And so if I just put them in my mouth dry, they're pretty strong, and you can crunch them. It's not as bad as it's in between pop. It's kind of like the consistency of the shell of the popcorn seed that's in the popcorn. It's about that consistency, but in a fully formed little egg type thing, seed. And so you crunch those, and it could be harmful to your teeth. So I set them in this tea, and they're brewing there for a day. And then at the end of the day, I'm at the bottom of the tea, and then I chew them and I swallow them. So I think that concoction has helped quite a bit in the healing process. I'm also doing good food. They're my local organic grapes. Here's my to-go box, which inside has an egg and salt and pepper. And which reminds me, inside of this tea, I also have ground pepper. And amazingly enough, you really don't taste the ground pepper when you have all these other things in there. But the ground pepper is a mechanism which helps the absorption of all the other things. And pepper is good for you in general. So I believe in that. So I've got ground pepper and I have the pepper seeds, not in this particular batch, but I've been drinking them all week. And in here, as I mentioned, hard-boiled egg, salt and pepper. And I think that's going to be my snack after my workout. So the healing process is going really well. This is doing extremely well. This, you can barely see it anymore. And coming up on a week and a few hours, hallelujah for the healing process. Also been doing omega-3. So I've been grinding up for several months. I've been grinding in a mortar and a pestle flax seeds, organic flax seeds from here in Austria. And I've been eating those once a day. And that you grind those up. You can also soak them, which could make them, in my opinion, because they're very mushy when you soak them for a time, much more absorbable for our system. If you just throw in flax seeds in your yogurt or something, they will typically be processed out as your waste product, and you will have gotten almost no benefit from them. So that's the healing process that I've been working on this week, knocking down your inflammation, keeping a low stress life, eating well, exercising well. So I've been doing my normal morning exercises, which are varied. So take a look at some of my other videos that talk to you about what I'm doing for those varied workout programs. And every evening I'm in the lake, the high mineral, the high iron content lake here in Kitzbühel, Austria, called the Schwarzsee, the Black Lake. And I've been in there every evening, and that's also bringing all kinds of healing. And then I'm getting camaraderie from friends and contacts at that same place as well. And then doing what I'm doing with my current book that I'm working on, which I hope you'll take a look at. This teaches you about what retired athletes wish they knew when they were junior athletes. So that's book number 3 for my wellness books by Sifu Slim. So now I am going to get into my morning workout program, and I'll show you one little move on that, which you can do anywhere where you've got a bar, a tree branch, or in this case, a meshwork fence. And I'll show you that with my judo or jiu-jitsu belt. Got a long belt here. I'm going to put this guy up here. So the belt is where he needs to be. And then I've got the grippy gloves. So you've got the very strong rubber, PVC rubber here, and very grippy on one side, and then the cotton fabric on the other so you can breathe. These are the thermal, these are the thickest of the grippy gloves that I've been able to find. Really dig these things. And most of your friends who work in contracting use these on a regular basis. And I've worked in contracting before, and I love them. And they protect your hands from many things. And so I'm going to use this to give me the friction that I need to hold that belt. You can also use rope. I really like the belt. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for my my upper body on these. And this is all exercises that are taken from windsurfing and rowing, decline rowing when you're underneath a bar, doing some rowing exercises that also parallel windsurfing. So take a look at these, sifuslim.com. Wishing you all the best in your health, happiness, and wellness. Take a look. Breathing out on the way up. And so I'm using my hands in a way that's natural and friendly. So I'm not just keeping them in one position, working one area, but I'm doing the natural thing. If you were reaching out and pulling in, that's what you would do. So I'm reaching out and pulling in. Windsurfing posture. And you concentrate, the harder you concentrate, the harder you make the body work. That would be a fluid type of concentration. Fluid concentration is different than stern concentration. Fluidity. If you think of Bruce Lee, if you think of somebody rowing, it's that constant contraction, breathing, flexion, and control. It's a very biomechanically efficient way to do it. So I'm going to show you a few more. We switch sides. Yeah. All those are upper body arms, shoulders, latissimus, scapula. Now and a lot of grip too, a lot of form and grip. Now I'm going to go into some ab crunches. So this just holds me in place. This belt just holds me in place. So you get in an arch back position. And from the arch, you just roll over. And you're tightening the entire time. It's an abdomen contraction the entire time. Even when you're extended, it's still contracted. A lot of upper abs, like right below the ribs. And you can do your Kegel exercises at the same time. So, here's the chin-up routine is one of the normal things that I do. And today, without any bars nearby, I took advantage of the belt and I did my upper body all with the jiu-jitsu belt. So my hands, you know, this pad here of my hand is completely fatigued. It would not be able to do too much more work. I mean, that's got an incredible amount of grip for, you know, the 8 minutes or so that I've been on this. And that's lovely. So yesterday I did shoulders, I did pec, I did abs, did all the different parts, but I did not do bicep and latissimus area in this pulling motion. So that's how I did it today. And I've got more activity to do now, but I'll let you take a look at the other videos that are on workout activities and my DVDs that are also, you can buy them and order them, or you can download them via my website and see some of the other maintenance, fitness, therapeutic fitness things that I offer. And if people want to go high performance, you can do the same stuff I'm doing, just do it with more intensity. You can put more weight on you, a backpack with weights, things like that. So you can do body weight exercises, which is predominantly what I do. And then I do sprinting, climbing, crawling, swimming, hiking, running, cycling, lots of other activities. And I'm thinking of getting back into tennis and going to boxing gyms to work on some speed bag and some heavy bag, because I used to do that and I really liked it. Anyway, that's Sifu Slim coming to you live from Kitzbühel, a place that's very near and dear to my heart. And the gemütlich, the welcome, the congeniality of the people here is incredible, and they're very direct people. They're not whiny people. It's such a blessing to be around the Austrians and all the people who come to the Austrian Alps to tap into this energy and to tap into the beauty here in Kitzbühel. So until we see each other again, I'm Sifu Slim, wishing you all the best. Peace out. Shaloha.